Hello and welcome to Pisces Moon Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Kate Leonard, and I'm excited to explore the stars with you. Hi everyone. Welcome to the week of October 5th through October 11th. Oh my goodness, it's a wonderful month. Yeah, I know it's like so cliche. We all like October. Everybody loves fall, right? And for those of you who don't, that's cool, but what? You know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's get into some very interesting and much more positive astrology than we had last week. Oh my God. The messages I got from last week about when I said something like, I don't want to leave you just thinking, oh my gosh, this week sucked. I said something to that effect. Yeah, everybody was like, yeah, that was a little too late, Kate. That was a little too late. So I apologize for that. Some weeks just are harder than others. But you know what? This isn't one of them. So you're welcome. Okay, so what are we going to be talking about? I am looking at Venus in Virgo making a sexy sextile to Jupiter, still exalted, still in Cancer. This is beautiful. This is a positive aspect being made by the greater benefic Jupiter, exalted, and the lesser benefic Venus. This could not be prettier. Well, it could be if it were a trine, but you know what? We'll take the sextile. At the same time, we've got Jupiter making a trine to Saturn, who is in Pisces, making his last little bit of retrograde there. Normally, I wouldn't throw that in to this discussion of the Venus-Jupiter sextile, except, of course, there's an exception, except Venus this week, right after the sextile goes exact by degree at 23 degrees, Venus is going to make an exact opposition to Saturn. I know Saturn is the greater malefic and all the stuff. Y'all know that I kind of like Saturn unless he's doing a bad thing, unless he's forming like a square or something. And I hear you, an opposition is a bad thing, but I don't think so. I think this coming week is going to be pretty good. I think we've got some good energy. All right. Now, before I get into that, I know for a while now I've been like, okay, we don't have such a busy sky. You know, this thing that I'm focusing on, there's not a whole lot else. Well, that is not true this week. We got a lot of stuff going on. So we've got a full moon in Aries on the 6th that is bringing something to completion that's had to do with fighting for your individuality, taking a stand, you know, becoming more authentically true to yourself. You might find that the need to really duke it out or really hold on so tight, that Aries warrior spirit, you might find that we'll be able to loosen up a little bit after this full moon. All right. Also on the 6th, Mercury moves into Scorpio. And my writer friends, I know a lot of you are out there. My writer friends, this is beautiful for you. Mercury, your planet of writing, and all the rest of you, communication, travel, short distance travel, all that stuff. But you writers, Scorpio is deep. It's fixed water. It's a deep, deep sign. So this is the week to take the deep dives. Go in there and really plumb the depths of your creativity. Now, if you don't happen to be a writer, this is true for all of us. Stuff you've been wanting to say, ideas you've had, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, go in deep, see what you really, really feel, and bring that stuff to the surface. This is going to be really, really good energy for that. One thing I'm not loving so much is Mercury squaring Pluto on the 7th. Mercury is communication, Pluto is power, a square is tension. You kind of get it, right? You don't need me to tell you. So around the 7th, be wary of arguments, hostile words, you know, whatever kind of thing it is, some kind of tension that you're feeling like you have to communicate to some person in power, or that they may be speaking harshly to you, whatever it is. I don't love this Mercury square Pluto thing, but we don't have time to worry about that because we've got Venus sextiling Jupiter. And so let's talk about that. So, as a reminder, sextiles are angles of opportunity. This is not like, when eclipses hit or the lunar nodes are involved. This is, you got to make it happen. And I want to preface what I'm about to say by you can let this go by, either because you look at that energy and you're like, yeah, you know what? Gonna pass. Yeah, it's all pretty and everything, but I'm not into that right now. Or you got to get out and do it. And what is that, Ed? I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. All right. But anyway, just keep in mind, this is not going to beat you in the head and make you accept this energy. It's all on you. Another little preface. I know, stop with the prefaces. I will really soon after this one. It's easy to talk about love with Venus. Venus is the goddess of love, right? So we hear Venus and we all think love, and very, very often that is involved. So all of you out there looking to couple up, especially after that Venus South Node thing that just happened last week, where I happen to know there were a lot of breakups and things like that. Yeah, wow, I've got a lot of emails about them. Those of you looking for love, yeah, I think this is going to be kind of a fun week for you. But for those of you who it's like, Kate, I'm not about that, remember to check what house Venus is in. All right, so she's still in Virgo. Where is that in your chart? Venus rules art and beauty and comfort and luxury and money, more what it buys than how we make it, depending on what kind of field you're in. If you're in the beauty industry or design or art or even farming, that kind of stuff. She rules Taurus, remember. It can be about your job, but it's all that other stuff. It's every kind of relationship. So this could be about friendship. She rules sisters. Oh, here's one that nobody ever, ever, ever talks about. If you were born at night, Venus can rule your mother, so she can be about your mother as well. For day chart, the moon is your mother, so that doesn't count for you. But anyway, Venus rules a lot of things. She rules sweetness, so things like sugar cravings, right? So what I'm trying to say is, even though it's very, very easy to hear like, oh, we're going to do this Venus thing, and I'm just not about relationships right now. You are. I was talking to a mentor of mine today, and we were talking about the relationship an artist has to their work. Like you're in a relationship contract with that project. We're in relationships with people at work. Okay. So Venus is there for you, and it's much better if she's in a good space than if she's not. And this is a really fun space. So even though it's easy to think of her as love, you get it. She can be a lot of things. So, what is this sextile bringing up? Well, Jupiter expands things, makes them more, and blesses. Jupiter is the most blessed planet in the sky, and he expands. So, this week, we're coming off that horrible Venus South Node thing from last week. This week, put on your dancing shoes and party. Flirt. Have flirtations. There will be people available if you go out where they are. Now, this is what I'm saying. They're not going to beam me up, Scotty, whatever that thing is, into your living room. If you don't go where people are, those people aren't going to flirt with you. Now, are they? Okay, you get what I'm saying? This is a sextile. You got to make it happen. Maybe you even have to make the first little wink or finger gun. You could tell like I'm great at flirting, right? Anyway, get involved, be where it is, activate it. If this doesn't mean flirtatious romantic stuff for you, still, you want to find your tribe. It's weird. I've been working with a lot of people also who are talking about not feeling like they've found their tribe yet. This is a week of relationships, especially look if it's hitting your 11th house. Okay, this is a week of relationships. So those friendships or just group identity, groups that you want to be involved with, but you got to go where people are. Okay, I can't stress that enough. Writers, you might want to be in a writers group this week. You may actually want to go, not just online if you can possibly avoid it. Go where writers are meeting, artists, go where y'all meet. I don't know where you guys meet. I don't know. Anyway, try to go there. And if it's online, it's online. I just feel like this energy, especially with Virgo involved, very earthy. If you can get out there where it's happening, so groovy, right? So groovy. Have flirtations with art, even if it's like go to a museum, go to a bookstore, whatever it is. If it's going to be hitting you in some kind of thing having to do with your sister, third house, siblings, if it's about that, then call her up and ask her for lunch. It doesn't matter that you've been feuding for the last 52 years, right? Like this week, maybe you can get past that. I love this sextile. You, Virgo, first house people, Venus is in you. This could be a glow up. This is energy for a glow up. And all the rest of us, we can glow up too. Venus is still bringing us good energy. It's that energy of like, I need to redo the purple in my hair. And now, at the same time, this is going on. Jupiter, the expander, is making a trine, the best possible aspect to Saturn, the planet of limitations. Well, that doesn't sound good, except it's a trine. So it is. All right. And Jupiter's exalted. So he wins anyway. So what does that mean? What is Saturn doing to all of this? Adding a serious note to it, adding some weight to it. So you may feel this week for part of the week like it's like, yeah, I mean, that was fun, but I mean, I just broke up with whoever it was last week who I thought was going to be like the love of my life. We were going to, go into the sunset or whatever people do. Yeah, you might feel like, well, this was fun, but so what? A Venus sextile Jupiter thing can be very flirtatious. It can be a lot of flirtations, maybe 4 or 5 different partners you're playing around with, right? But you're like, that's not what I'm looking for. That doesn't fix that I just broke up with Mr. or Ms. Wonderful, right? They was serious. That's what I'm looking for. Well, honey, it's got to start with that first wink and finger gun. So let it be that because Saturn's involved. It's not going to stop at flirtation. There's going to be something weightier about the energy that gets put in motion this week. So do not despair. Don't feel like you're wasting your time. Now, is every art project, conversation with your sister, maybe you don't want the purple hair and you're going to like rinse it out really quick, whatever it is every potential partner going to be the partner? Well, of course not. Of course not. But there's some weightiness with Saturn making this great aspect that's really grounding us. And remember, Venus is in Virgo. So she's also in an earthy place. There's something serious about the frivolity. Is that a word? I really hope it is, but you get what I mean, right? Okay, so then on the 10th, Venus is going to move into that exact opposition to Saturn. And again, I hear you. It's an opposition. It's the greater malefic. Who the heck wants that? Well, we do. Now, what does the opposition mean? It means that we are going to have to navigate Venus, love, beauty. And then Saturn, work hard, stick to it, climb the mountain, build a foundation. Okay, is it so bad to navigate those two energies? Especially for those of you who are like, I don't want all these flirtations, I want something serious? Well, yeah, you got to figure out and grapple with, do I want this one or that one or this other guy girl book hair color over here? Which one do I want? I'm going to have to grapple with that a little bit. Who do I really see a future with? I honestly don't see a future with me with orange hair, but it might be cool for October, right? See what I'm saying? So Saturn is really, really opposite energy from Venus, and it's in an opposition, so we have to navigate. I don't think that's so bad, especially since the energy that starts the week is a little bit frothy. Adding some weight, putting in a little effort, getting to that next stage sounds good to me. Now, again, I want to talk to the writers and artists out there just for a minute. This is a week at the beginning to maybe not be zeroed in on your great tome, the thing that is going to be your legacy to the art world. Do free writing, do finger painting, play around. And then when we get closer to the 10th and moving on for even a few days from there, even for a while, this energy will hold for a little bit. Then see what you want to be serious about. Does one of them kind of grab you? Yeah, do that thing. It is totally blessed by Jupiter. I'm telling you guys, this is interesting energy, and I think really good can come from it. But, giant but. You gotta grab that early Venus-Jupiter sextile first, because that's what Saturn is then going to help us firm up. If you don't grab the sextile, I don't know how this will play out. Quite frankly, I don't know. It'll play out, of course, differently for different people as well, because this all matters how it sits on your natal chart. You may have other planets in those houses that are bringing different energies. That's why it's so important to really know your natal chart. Book with me. My prices are going up in January, just a little bit, but get on the books. I would love to get you a firm foundation in this natal chart stuff that will make all the rest of this so much easier. That's the end of my promotion, but I don't know how this is going to play out for people who don't grab that sextile. There's still some good stuff with Jupiter feeding energy to him, but grab the sextile. Go out, get out your jammies. All right. I want to thank you all so much. Like always, I know this sounds so cliche, like every podcaster, YouTuber, whatever does this, but I honestly love doing this a lot. I love your emails and the notes you leave me mostly in Substack. That's always the case, right? I just really love knowing that you're out there. I feel like we have a community, even though a lot of you, of course, I've never seen and may never see. I just am so grateful that you spend time with me. Please share the podcast. It really helps me so much. And if you haven't gone in and rated it and left a comment, that helps a lot too. So thank you all. People in other countries, it blows me away. Anyway, thank you all so much. I hope you have a truly magical week. I mean, my goodness, it's time, right? It's so time. You got to get out of your jammies. Anywho, until next week, go out and seize the energies of the stars. This is truly my wish for you always, and especially when the stars are lined up like they are this week. That's all I got for now. I'll talk to you on the other side. Bye.